What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? This is Blackout Night, and welcome back to World of Tanks. Today, we're taking a look at the mighty TOG II. Basically, a ship on land. This thing is gargantuan. And I gotta say, I love the HD textures, or at least, I don't know if the TOG is rendered in HD, but you can actually kind of read that. Let's see. Something Foster, something Engineers, Lincoln, England. So I can read most of it. Some parts are tough to read, and I wonder if that's an issue with just the way it's rendered, or if the plaque in real life is not legible. Because I do believe there's only one of these in existence, and I think it's at the Bovington Tank Museum. And it is huge. Let's just take a look here at something that I know for a fact is a big tank. The Tiger P. It's bigger than the Tiger P. it's probably with the length of that gun on the Tiger P, it's still probably still probably longer. So let's take a look. Goes to about there. And we'll switch back to the TOG. Yeah, the TOG's probably a little bit longer. Now look at something else that's similar size. The SU-100Y. The SU-100Y is a little bit taller. But the TOG is still longer. And I can't get over that. TOG is just such a big tank. It's such a huge target. And it's so slow. I mean, it only does 14 kilometers an hour. And in my last video... Well, I don't know if... no, in my Tank Destroyer video, I think I talked about... Oh, what in the world did I drive? No, I can't even remember. Either way, I talked about how there could probably be a race between a tank I was driving and the TOG. And they were probably about the same speed. Unless I'm completely making that story up, because that's entirely possible, because I can't remember for the life of me. Because now I'm really curious. Anyways, the TOG. It's either one of those you love it or you hate it tanks, and I absolutely love it because it is so reminiscent. I mean, the name itself means the old game, I do believe, stands for the old game. It looks like a World War I tank, and that's what it was supposed to be. It was supposed to be basically a trench warfare tank. I mean, these were supposed to be sponsons that had guns sticking out. It wasn't supposed to have a turret. And that's why it looks so strange. And it was supposed to cross trenches because they thought that's how the Second World War was going to be. It was going to be trench warfare all over again. So they designed this tank. I don't know if there's any existing TOG 1, prototypes. Because there's TOG 1 and this is TOG 2. You'd think that there would be one, but I don't even think there's any images of what it would look like. Unless it's just a TOG like this without the turret. That would make sense to me. Like, this is the second progression of what it was supposed to be. But let's take a look at what it is. It is a Tier 6 premium vehicle. So I think it only sees up to Tier 7. So it should get premium matchmaking. I think. I don't know. I can't remember if it... I think it only gets Tier 7 from Tier 5 to Tier 7. So it gets pretty good matchmaking. It's slow, 14 kilometers an hour. You're not going to be winning any races in this tank. You're going to stay at that speed, even if you're falling off a cliff. For the most part. Traverse speed, 20 degrees a second. It doesn't turn very fast. I mean, you have to turn a lot of tank, and it's very narrow. It's not a wide tank. If it was wider, you would have a much better traverse speed. But, it's... You can't really do a donut in this, is what I'm trying to say. Hull armor, 70 76 on the front, 76 on the sides, and 50 on the rear. But the rear, luckily, is sloped. But it's still only 50 millimeters, so it's probably... I guess it is sloped pretty well, but why aim here when you just aim at this big spot right here and it's going to go right through? But at the same time, if this was War Thunder, and they had the anatomy of this vehicle in here, your shell would have to go through quite a lot of just different things to even get to the crew. Because I don't even know, I think this is all engine. I'm pretty sure this is just the big engine right here, because these look like they might have two engines. I don't know, I've never seen like these open before, but I'm assuming that this is an engine and this is an engine. Because this thing weighs 81 tons. 81 tons. Let's look at the Tiger P. Tiger P only weighs 61 tons. This is 20 tons more. So take a Tiger P and let's see. You can almost take a Tiger P, set an M3 Lee on top of it, and it'll be 8 tons more than this thing. I mean, that's ridiculous. I'm like, you're getting into, let's see, Tiger II possibly. Let me go look at the tech tree real quick. We'll take a look at the Tiger II. Tiger II. Vehicle details. Oh, wow. It's still heavier. It's still like 12 tons heavier than a Tiger II. And the Tiger II is not a small tank either. I mean, the only thing that's going to be heavier is a mouse. Or maybe an E100. Let's take a look at that. Mouse, 186 tons. Well over 100. E100, almost 130 tons. Let's look at the VK. It's heavier than the VK 4502P. And probably heavier than the 4502A. Or B. A. Okay, yeah. Getting my letters mixed up here. One has a turret in the middle and one has a turret at the back. That's pretty much the only difference. But yeah. Incredibly heavy tank. So, I mean, you think you would be able to ram people to death and just crush them? No, you're not going to ram people to death. You're going to maybe do 100 damage to someone that has no armor, because you're going to be driving super slow. But I wish there was a different physics engine in World of Tanks. Because you think you'd be able to literally drive over tanks, because it was designed to drive over trenches. And that's why the tracks are, so far forward. There's nothing to get in the way. You'd think you'd be able to actually physically crush, that thing. And in real life, the TOG would crush this thing. It only weighs 5.2 tons. But the TOG's biggest drawback isn't its speed. Yes, it is a drawback, but for the most part, you're going to arrive at the battle when you arrive. Either you're going to get there, or they're going to get to you. One way or another, you're gonna fight. Unless you're getting sniped across the map because you don't realize that they can see you. The biggest weakness on the TOG is the armor. It's got a lot of health, 1,400 hit points. I do believe that's the most out of any Tier 6 vehicle by a lot. But at the same time, 1,400 health, 76 millimeters of armor, 114 on the turret, 76 on the sides, 53 on the rear. So the turret is obviously a lot more well armored. Well, let's look at a Tier 5 vehicle. Because you'll see Tier 5 vehicles. I have a Tier 5 vehicle right here. It is the Flak Bus. Its gun has an average penetration of 132 millimeters. That's going to go right through the front of the thickest part of the armor on the TOG. No problem. And it does 220 damage. I mean, you could fire high explosive and almost penetrate the TOG. And that only has 44 millimeters of penetration. Artillery loves the TOG because they just plant a shell on, you know, something the size of an island and are pretty much going to do full damage because, I mean, that's not very thick. That looks like sheet metal on top. I mean, you could probably park a car on here or an airplane, you know, take off. It's just that big. And it has no armor. But that's why it has 1400 health, because it is so big. And quite honestly, I do believe this is mostly empty in here. I mean, there's not a lot. So if this tank was in War Thunder, you'd put a shell in it through the side, and it would actually just go through it and just be like, what? Punching holes through sheet metal and not doing any damage because there's nothing there. But that's where we come to the TOG's strengths. Its survivability. It'll last a long time. Either because it's slow getting to the battle, or because it has 1400 hit points. But the main reason is the gun. It has the British 17-pounder Mark 7 gun, which doesn't do a lot of damage, but it has 171 millimeters of penetration, does 150 damage, and you're firing 12 rounds a minute. And it's pretty accurate. 0.36 dispersion at 100 meters. Decent aiming time, 2.3 seconds. Let's compare that to a Tier 7 vehicle here. Look at the Tiger P's gun. It has 203 millimeters of penetration. So about, you know, roughly 30 millimeters more. Does 20 more damage. 0.34 accuracy at 100 meters. That's 0.02 better. I mean, that's not that good. And it actually has a slower aiming time, 2.9 seconds. I mean, and this is a gun that's notorious for being incredibly accurate and, you know, destroying tanks at, you know, 2 miles away. And the TOG is roughly, its gun is roughly of the same caliber. And I think I said that wrong as far as the damage. I think, yeah, 150 to 240, yeah. Not 20 more like 100 more. 90 more. Getting my math wrong. I'm not a mathematician. Did not do very well in math in high school. Trust me. But anyways, yeah, it's roughly of the same caliber. It doesn't do as much damage, but it has, you know, potential. I mean, you can do some work against the Tiger P. I mean, hull armor, 200 millimeters. Not going to get through the front. But you're going to go through the turret and the sides and the rear just fine. So basically, you catch a Tiger P or just even a regular Tiger sight on, just blast them. Just blast away. Put shot after shot after shot into those things, and by the time they get, you know, turn their turret around to actually shoot at you, you could probably be 10 feet away. Could probably drive about that far in that amount of time. But overall, you know, I think a lot of people don't like the TOG because it's super slow. It has no armor. They look at it at face value. I like it just because it's one of those unique tanks. I've always liked odd tanks. Like, I've never been I like tanks in general. Not the biggest fan of Shermans because there were so many of them. I like these kind of one-off machines. Things you don't see a lot of. You know, the Tiger P, for instance. I talked about that in a previous video. I call it the Forgotten Tiger because it was made, but it lost the battle as far as if it was going to be considered the Tiger. You know, it lost against Henschel. You know, this was the Porsche design. That's why it's called the Tiger P. You know, SU-100Y. I actually don't know if this thing was actually built or not, but I think it looks cool because it's just different. You know, tanks that step away from traditional designs, they're pretty cool. The Electo. It's a go-kart with a big gun. You know, there's no variation in the tracks. It's just straight, you know, all four wheels are the same size. I mean, I feel like you could probably turn these front wheels if you had the steering wheel did that. Drive it on the highway. Oh, I just like unique tanks. And that's probably why I bought the TOG. And also because Jingles likes it too. And kind of recommended it. So, anyways, let's jump into a battle, and hopefully I can show you how good it can do. And if that's not the case, I'll show you how bad it is. I'll show you how frustrating it can be. The TOG, Jingles explained it very well. The TOG is not a very good self-sustained tank. You can't play by yourself in it. You definitely need a platoon of at least one other TOG. KV-13. I want to say I've seen that before, but it kind of looks like a T-34 and a KV-1 mixed together. Anyways, I'm trying to figure out. The TOG is going to do really well. Well, it's not going to do really well anywhere. But I think the best place it's going to do is definitely going to be in the city, where I can actually have hard cover, you know, protecting me. And this is actually a Tier 7 game. I'm in a Tier 6 vehicle. Now, keep an eye on chat, because you might actually see people start, you know, laughing at the fact that there's a TOG, or praising at the fact that there's a TOG on the team or on the enemy team, you know, whatever. It's a you love it or you hate it tank. There's not a big in-between ground. And you know, firing on the move, you can, because this thing's so slow.
Enemy armor is damaged.
And look at that. Just hit him already. Another one up here. What is that? A T-43. That actually probably would have hit.
Enemy armor is hit.
There we go. See, this thing is... It's like a laser pointer when it comes to firing. Even on the move, because it's so slow and it doesn't matter. It looks like there's a lot of tanks going to the town. This bastard's going to try to spot us. Yeah, definitely going to need support in the town. I'm driving as fast as I can. No promises, guys. Where are you at? Where are you at? You must be on the other side of the hill. M6 over there. KV-3 at T-29. I guess we have about the same amount of tanks on this side of the town. Now, if the other side will push, you know, push through the forest and the low ground over there, we might be able to overrun them.
We didn't penetrate their armor.
Oh boy.
Enemy is hit.
There we go. Take these spots. It looks like he has the... Not a very good gun. I think he has the lower... The stock gun? I can't tell.
That one didn't go through.
Got some extreme angles on this thing. Can't tell what I'm hitting. Because he's not spotted anymore. Oh, he is not there anymore. Where is this guy at? Oh, he's behind a building over here. Oh,
We didn't even scratch them. The radio man is
Spotted
bleeding.
TOG.
We can't rely on him.
back up.
That one didn't go through. The main gun is damaged.
Oh, boy.
We can't fire accurately.
Yep, that's now we're not doing so hot. Yeah, now I don't have any good visual on any tank here. Oh boy.
Penetration.
Yikes. This is gonna hurt.
We're shooting blind. We're done for.
And there we go.
Everyone get out.
The TOG is a very good support tank. But unfortunately, I didn't have a lot of support for myself. And they didn't... I kind of wish they would have pushed a little bit faster. I mean, I didn't have a good visual on what they were doing. Looks like only 2 enemies left over there. But we lost the town. Oh, maybe.
One of our trucks is
T-150.
damaged. One of our gas tanks ruptured.
Come on, hit him.
We're low on fuel.
Hit him. Oh. Okay, now we lost the town. Oh, who do we have left alive over there? What are you? Oh, there he is. SU-100Y. He's got a kill. They spotted him, though.
The gunner is dead. We're trying to cover for him.
Yeah, the thing about the TOG is you can hit it anywhere and you're going to penetrate. And here comes a T-20. Full health, too. You are... Oh, boy. Yikes. You're spotted, by the way. He took the time to say good game. You know, they just outplayed us. I mean, I knew I had to go to the town, but they picked us apart pretty bad. So that said, oh, T-150's gone. All that we have left is this guy and the SU-152. Come on, SU-152, you can do this. Oh, fired blind. Shouldn't have done
Commander's
that.
hurt. He can't focus.
It's now you're spotted. You're not that fast. Yep, there goes the BK-2801. It's all up to you, man. It's all up to the Russian tank. He's just gonna sit there now. Which, I don't blame him. I mean, it's not a whole heck of a lot that you can do. He shouldn't be spotted from that because he's got that... all that concealment. Hurry up and die bad. Well, that's not nice. I'd rather lose the cap than... well, lose the cap in a legitimate game as opposed to no one going back and stopping it. Than getting just annihilated. You know, if you have a good game and you stay alive, you're at least going to get a decent amount, not a whole lot, but almost 750. T-3485 and I were pretty close. But these guys, all these guys had a very good game. I don't know what all these guys did. The VK-2801, did he even fire his gun? That is the one that made it all the way into their base, right? Okay. Alright, yeah. So there's an example of at overwhelming odds the TOG is at a disadvantage because it's got a good rate of fire. It's got good accuracy. It's got good penetration on that gun. But it doesn't do a lot of damage. So you're sitting there just kind of whittling away, and that's why it's a good support tank. You sit there and just whittle away at their health while they're preoccupied with somebody else. And that T-29 was preoccupied with somebody else. And then he looked at me, because I think he killed whoever was in front of him. He got one good hit on me, knocked out my driver. And the next hit knocked out my gunner. So let's jump into another one. And if we have time, hopefully if this goes a little bit better. This is an okay map. A lot of obstacles in between the halves of the map. The railroad line down the middle. Not good, especially if you're stuck in there. Can't really turn around. And it's to the base. Don't want to fight in the valley, or don't want to fight in the forest here. But yeah, support tank. If you have one or two TOGs on your team, or one or two other TOGs on your team, so a total of 2 or 3, you just sit there and just decimate people. Just alternate shots. You can basically just go boom, 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 pretty much. I mean, not that fast, but...
Move out.
I think That Churchill 7 and I have the same gun. Should be the 17-pounder. And what is the AT-8 doing? Alright then. Well, everyone's running out into the forest, so that's a wonderful sign. It is a Tier 7 game, but there's only 3 Tier 7s on both teams. Last time I used to do that rail car. What did it ever do to you? Hey, that was my... that was the tank of fuel I needed to get to the other side of town. Oh, I do have a bad feeling about this, since... all but 3 of us, 4 if you include the one that's just YOLOing into their base, have gone this way. The other guys, they're all in the forest. And if they wanna, if you can do it right, you push the forest. What was that? Is that marching? It's kind of a weird sound. Yeah, if you can push all the way through where they spawn and then come back around behind them, that's, I mean, that works. But odds are you're not. They are on the other side here, and we just lost the Panzer. Oh, great. I am going to back up. This could be bad. That was a big gun. Oh man, this is not cool. I have my head on a swivel right now. We've lost 3 tanks, they've lost 1, and there's the T-43. There was the T-43. He's shooting at me. Not cool. What the? Came from behind. Well, that's in front now. I can't see who's shooting at me.
The radio man is bleeding. We can't rely on it.
Great.
The armor is damaged.
Not cool.
One of our tracks is damaged.
What is shooting me? Well, I am...
That one bounced.
Oh, great. That's a Tiger.
Penetration. We're dead for it. Everyone get
Wow.
out.
I'm sorry. Man, that is... whew. All I have to say is just good job, team. I mean, what did you guys expect was gonna happen? You said it right. You didn't go past the F9 and 0 line. Except for the KV-1 that YOLO'd into their spawn. Oh, man. I mean, I was gonna push up with that M4. I don't even know where he disappeared to. I don't know what the steward decided to do. No, he's dead now. He kind of ran away, which he doesn't really have a gun that can do anything, but... oh. And there were 3 of us on this side. I think one of them was the steward. And then, sure enough, everyone, they just show up in force, because when they spotted everyone there, I only saw 4 tanks in their spawn. That means everything else came around the side. Whew. I tried. Tiger's just gonna sit behind him and shoot him.
The commander is hit.
Yeah, you're done for. He's just gonna ram him to death. Wow. Who's still alive? Oh, the other AT-8.
We've lost a track.
Who made it into their base. I don't even know how to respond to this. I'm just
Keep going.
dumbfounded at just the stupidity of my team. And that's World of Tanks for me. Man. Whew. That was... See, some people got a lot of kills. But that's because everyone was, the rest of the team were just getting slaughtered. What did I do as far as... okay, I did not do that well because there was nothing I could really do. We got overwhelmed completely on that side. You know what? I should have just caved in and helped them on that side. Because I could have at least put in a lot of hurt on the enemy team. But then at the same time, there was only about 4 tanks over there. And then everyone else came around the other side and wiped us out. Oh, boy. That is rough. That was a rough game. At least in the other one, I didn't do too bad. So, we'll do one more game. And that last game is a very good example of why I stopped playing World of Tanks for months at a time, every so often. It's just the grind for some tanks to do research and stuff like that, and the players, because there are some very idiotic players out there. There are some that just don't know. I don't know everything about this game. I like to learn, but I don't make myself look like an idiot. On purpose, anyways. Sometimes on purpose. There are tanks that I drive to have fun. And then there's, most of the time I like to play to actually win. I like to try to win. But it makes it really hard. Oh, it looks like I've been, someone spotted me. Whale sighting, ahoy. How the heck do you set the cruise control again? I can't remember. Land shark. Look at October standing by. Well, we'll see how this game goes. We have a challenge now. Oh. Do we? I guess I wasn't really paying attention. What's the challenge? Do you guys have to try to push me backwards? I think someone on the other team said something about they're doing an event or something. Ooh. Do I have a shot on you? Nope. I need to get out of the open, though. Alright, T-3485, let's roll. Bad feeling about behind me, though. So, keep the gun trained that way. Turn the camera around. So look at this thing. It does not even, move. It's so rigid. There's no suspension. What are you, a Sherman? What is that? Let's see.
Got him.
Alright, I didn't think I could shoot through the truck and still get the guy. Sorry, Sherman 3. That actually, that makes me feel pretty good.
Hydraulics are down.
Capture.
We have to hand crank the turret.
Oh no.
Enemy armor is damaged.
Oh, you missed. I won't miss, though. Unless I fire right before you come out.
Man is down. We can only signal nearby
Oh, what
vehicles.
was that?
The gunner is wounded. He'll have a hard time hitting anything. We've lost the truck.
That's not good. Oh, yeah. Oh, 13 damage. Never mind. Didn't realize the T-3485 was actually sitting right there. Could have done some serious damage to him. Is that the artillery? That is the artillery. That was artillery trained on us. So let's push up, guys. Where's this guy? He's over on that side. I'm not gonna have a shot unless these guys move. Come back out. Oh, he's tracked there. Oh, we are winning. Yeah, I don't really have a whole lot to be afraid of. I still have 800 health. So even at half health, you still have more health than a lot of the other tanks in this game. Come on out. See how you're doing. Let's go, M6. Trade shots with you. Alright, let's move up. I'll take hits. Get behind me.
Lost some ammo, but at least it didn't explode.
I will...
Penetration.
hit him. Yeah! Nice. Good job. Is that pretty much it? Just one tank? Well, I'm never gonna get to that tank, so I'll just go towards their base. Not a whole lot I could do in that. Average, middle of the team list. These guys, that T-3485, awesome job. Played incredibly well. Never saw the Hellcat or the Jackson. I think they went along the road. Not certain. SU-100Y played a good game. Unfortunately, he didn't last very long. They only had three, I guess, if you count their T-3485. I can't talk tonight. The SU-100Y, the M6, and the T-3485 on their team did pretty well. 360 experience. I wish it was more. Only did 387 damage though, because I only had a few good shots, to put on anything. I was more, I'll take the hits for you guys if you want to dish out the damage. Kind of wish I was on the other side of that T-3485, so he could use me as an extra wall. That Sherman 3 though, I was not expecting that shell to go through the truck and kill him. So yeah. There's that. Now, as far as those challenges they were talking about, I'm trying to figure out what they meant as far as capping or anything like that. Because what I glanced at in the chat, they were saying that you need to get capped and then kill the tank before it caps or something like that. That's just, if that's the case, that's really stupid. Like, I'm not going to let someone capture the base just so I can kill them. If it was like a private match thing that you could put in a private match, be like, hey, just cap this base, and then I'll kill you right when it gets to like 98 or 99 or something. Not in a competitive online match, unless everyone on the team was in on it. Then I would be like, okay, well, this guy is the scapegoat. He's going to be the one that gets killed because he's driving an M3 Stewart. But anyways, guys, that's the TOG. I have fun playing games in it. I really do. I just don't enjoy those games when the team acts like a bunch of idiots. And I know I do say this a lot. Oh, it's just the team sucked. Oh, the team sucked. Generally, that could just be me being angry at the game. It happens to everybody. But in that middle game there, that I really don't know what went on in the mindset of the team. Were they all on a Skype call and were like, hey, let's all go to this one side and, Just let's just hang out here in the forest. We'll chill around a campfire, make marshmallows, s'mores, and stuff. Yeah, we'll do that. And if the enemy comes, yeah, not even gonna bother turning around and shoot at him. I'm too busy eating my s'more. Got sticky fingers. Anyways, that's enough ranting for me. So, hope you enjoyed the video. I enjoyed at least 1.5 of those games. I'm more impressed that I managed to kill that Sherman 3 because I forgot you could shoot through objects. I was just trying to destroy the truck and I just happened to kill him. So, thanks everyone for watching. I'll catch you guys in the next video. Take care.